Welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Today, Kelly Banks from Maria Dross Counseling Services here in Quincy will be joining us for an update. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, it's sunny and it's 30 degrees with the temperatures topping off in the lower 30s. This afternoon, might be a few clouds rolling through from time to time. Another bitter cold night tonight. Temperatures will drop off to about 12 or so, but then we start to moderate. This last weekend of January looks pretty nice. Mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with highs in the lower 30s. And look at Sunday. A heat wave. We've got partly cloudy skies, kind of breezy, but a balmy high about 40 degrees on Sunday, and nice on Monday too. Mix of sun and clouds, a little breeze with a high still around 40 degrees, staying dry as well. Again, sunny and 30 in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, Quincy City Council would like an independent review or audit of the city's financial processes completed. That's in the wake of that recent indictment of former Elder Services Director Tom Clasby on federal embezzlement and fraud charges. The City Council this week did approve a resolution sponsored by Council President Ian Kane calling for that audit to ensure fiscal transparency. Mayoral spokesman Chris Walker said that safeguards have already been put in place to prevent future theft of city funds.
The forensic audit is going to see what kind of controls we have in place, what kind of controls we should be putting in place, and we're already moving on that. But ultimately, relative to the cash transactions, to start, we've already implemented new measures, again, that sort of buttress what was already in place, because again, there is a rationale, and it doesn't make it any more acceptable, and it doesn't mean we don't look at these things, and it doesn't mean we don't take a step back and do some self-reflection on how we can do things better. But there is, you will hear it from time to time that when someone or some entity is intent on committing fraud and committing theft, the controls aren't always going to stop that. And that's in part what we have here. But confident going forward that the results of this forensic audit will show where any improvements need to be, will show that largely the public can have great confidence in the financial controls around the city, and the fact that we discovered it, fleshed it out, got it to the right place, and nipped it at its source. I think, despite the fact that we certainly acknowledge that there's going to be some work going forward, that everyone's doing the right thing, everyone did the right thing, and we're happy to move forward together with this body on working through that.
Clasby has pleaded not guilty to charges that he stole over $120,000 in city funds over a 5-year period beginning in 2019. He was fired last year and indicted earlier this month. Quincy City Councilors want to make sure that the city is ready to deal with any wildfires that may occur in the nearby Blue Hills Reservation. Officials this week did pass a resolution introduced by Ward 4 Councilor James Devine and at-large Councilor Noel DeBona calling for a meeting between the Quincy Fire, Police, Emergency Management, and state conservation officials to discuss wildfire preparedness. Quincy Fire Chief Joe Jackson says the city can access many resources in the event of a major wildfire.
We have, just as a kind of an interesting fact, I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but we have a mutual aid agreement with the Canadian government, specifically with Quebec. You've seen these CL-415 planes. They skim across the water. They fill up their belly with 1,600 gallons of water, and they dump this or whatever. We have access to one of these through a mutual aid agreement with Quebec. We can get one of these planes here within an hour and a half, dropping on the fire, and you know, if the water supply is within 10 minutes of the fire, which it's most likely going to be if they're picking up in Quincy Bay, for example, they're going to be dumping 26,000 gallons an hour on the fire up there in Blue Hills, if it ever came to that. Usually, if we do need air support, we go to the state police. They put their helicopter up and they'll make bucket drops. Their bucket holds like 250 gallons of water, but it usually doesn't come to anything other than that. But as far as ground and air resources, we take it very seriously. We can call on a lot. I mean, we can get a lot of resources at our disposal within a couple of hours if the situation calls for it. So.
Jackson did urge officials to purchase new firefighting equipment soon because he says supplies will be limited this year due to the California wildfires. Quincy residents should be receiving their 2025 city census forms in the mail very soon. City Clerk Nicole Crispo says the annual city census is very important for grants that impact public safety and education.
We're really going to, put a push out there to get your census back. It helps your city. It's good resource for you if you need to prove residency. When you sign your kids up for school, if you need to prove residency, we can, supply you with a letter. Veteran services, we give letters that you did live in Quincy, between these years, things like that, so that you can get veteran bonuses and things like that.
Crispo says anyone who does not respond to the city census must be placed on the inactive voter list by state law. That would mean you'd have to prove Quincy residency before being allowed to vote in this year's municipal election. Former Boston Police Commissioner William Gross was the guest speaker at this past Monday's Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast held at the Terrell Room here in Quincy. The event was part of the Quincy 400 celebrations this year. Gross spoke about how Dr. King's influence encouraged him to go from a pig farmer in Maryland to the first black police commissioner in Boston.
Quincy is 400 years strong. That wasn't easy. Look where you're at now. Again, 400 years strong. Perseverance, resiliency, faith, and a commitment to welcome everybody, all God's children, to this great city of Quincy. 400 years strong. But as we go forward to the next 400 years, don't worry, you'll be there because we all have spirits. As we move forward to 400 years, let's remember the importance of a strong foundation. Parents, teachers, reverends, above all of that, God. Remember the strong foundation. Remember your self-worth. Remember the spirit of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Study about him. How many people knew that his name was Michael King before he was Martin Luther King? Study, 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 and do one of the most important things that he did. He passed his knowledge forward. He educated. Again, voices of logic, reasoning, not the ignorance of destruction. Love works. Hate doesn't. We'll fight it all the time.
Gross was a 35-year member of the Boston Police Department. He's also a graduate of Quincy College. Finally today, it should be a little bit easier for motorists navigating around the Clifford Marshall School in Quincy. Ward 2 City Councilor Richard Ashe says for the past couple of months, residents around Germain Avenue have been complaining about increased traffic and parking issues during school drop-off and pickup times in the mornings and afternoons. Well, this new sign was installed recently prohibiting school drop-offs and pickups on Germain Avenue. Ashe says he worked with the school, the police, traffic engineer, and TPAL department to install the new signage, and says there will also be increased police patrols to enforce that new regulation. To our check of news for you today. Coming up, Kelly Banks of Maria Dross Counseling here in Quincy will be joining us for an update. That's next. Welcome back. We are welcoming back to the program here for the first time in 2025, Kelly Banks from Maria Dross Counseling Services right in downtown Quincy to give us a little review of how last year went and a little preview of what's coming up this year. Great to see you, Kelly. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
Pleasure.
Yes.
Great to work with Maria Dross for many, many years now.
Yes, we're happy to be here.
Yeah, and great to have you. 1992,
yes,
I think, is that
1992.
right?
Yeah.
So you've been around a few years now.
Just a few.
not yourself. When did you
Not
first come
me.
to Maria Dross?
I started in May of 2023.
Okay. All right, so come up on 2 years
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
How's
flew
it been
by.
going?
It's been great.
Yeah.
I feel like I just started, but at the same time, I feel like I've been here forever. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of great work and a lot of new people and faces, and just sharing what we're doing has been
Yeah.
amazing.
Good place to start then, for folks who might
Absolutely.
not be aware. What is Maria Dross Counseling Services, Kelly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Maria Dross Counseling Services, we're an outpatient therapy organization. We're a nonprofit, so we support many different areas of mental health. We do a lot of our work in person, but we do also offer teletherapy. Our mission is to ensure that anybody who needs mental health care does have the access to that, whether they can afford it or not. So we can work with individuals who might not have insurance coverage or do, but have high deductibles and have difficulties. So we just want to make sure that everybody has that access to the care that they might need.
Right, it's kind of, is it like a sliding scale?
It's a sliding
that
fee
you
scale,
use?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
So from really could be zero, right?
Could be
to whatever
zero.
they could afford, yeah.
Yeah, so our session fee is $150. So, depending on insurance and copays and that sort of thing, every situation is different. So we really like to work with that one individual to determine what's best for their situation.
Sure. Located in the Adams Building, right, downtown
Yes.
Quincy, right?
Yeah, right down, right across the street from here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we're happy to be in the an easy area for people.
Yeah, and I know you've expanded the physical office recently, right?
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
been probably a little over a year. We opened another suite of offices, which is upstairs. So I think we now have 12 to 13 suites for
Wow.
therapy. So depending on your schedule and what you're looking for, we can definitely accommodate you.
Great. Tell us about your staff, your therapists, the folks that provide this great work.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
people who are doing all of the amazing work
Yeah.
outside. We have a few full-time staff, but then we do have many that are just what we call fee-for-service. So they are coming on as individual case-by-case basis with their clientele and what their schedule looks like. A lot of those people have been interns with us, so they will stay on in some capacity or work with a few clients here and there if they're not looking for a full-time capacity or have another situation. So we have a lot of great therapists that help with individuals, families, couples, youth, kind of anybody that's looking for support, we can help them.
Right, and do they practice individual specialties or, in terms of, I don't know, marriage counseling perhaps,
Yeah,
or couples
so
counseling, or
we ha-
substance abuse counseling? Yeah.
Absolutely. So when you're looking for care, if you call, you'll do an intake, and from
Okay.
there we'll determine, what you're looking for
Right.
and who might be a good fit
Right.
for you,
Yeah.
and then also talk about your schedule to be able to identify someone who could be a right fit. And we do know that sometimes that doesn't happen.
Right,
We might need to
yeah.
find someone else, but that's our starting point.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be a good fit on both sides, right?
It does.
Yeah,
It really
both,
does.
Both for your client, but for the therapist as well, in order
Absolutely.
to get a good outcome.
Exactly. If
Yeah.
you want to have a good, productive, conversation and relationship, I think it really does have to be a good match.
Yeah, I would think a therapist would want the same thing. They may
Yes.
recognize that, oh, gee, I don't think this is going to be a good fit, but let me recommend so-and-so, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the really great things is if either someone within our agency or the capacity of what someone's looking for, if we're not able to offer that, we will help to refer you to someone who might be a better fit,
Right.
even if it's outside of our services. But
Yeah. It's part of the holistic approach that
Yeah, it's
Maria
really that
Drost has, right? Yeah.
that compassionate care is
Yeah.
what we're, really looking at someone as an individual as a whole,
Right.
and what's best for you in your situation.
Yeah. You mentioned interns. Tell me about the
Yes.
internship program at Maria Drost.
Yeah, so we started in 1992. However, internship program started in 1995.
So 30 years this year.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
wow.
we have a really robust internship program. We get many applicants every year. It's a high sought after internship. So what we do is we offer individuals to come in, they apply, they interview, and with our internship program, we're able to offer them, really that well-rounded program that's going to give them credit for school, but also a really great experience in our practice and our agency. And a lot of our interns have stayed on after their internship.
That's how you
whether
know it's a good
that's
program.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's where, I dare say, if you look at our staff picture, there might be one or two that maybe weren't interns.
Wow.
And a few of them are full-time staff now.
Yeah.
However, others are just, like I said, the fee for service. So it just individuals that are, supporting a few clients or a smaller caseload.
Sure.
And it's a really great program. I'm lucky enough to be able to, meet with some of these individuals. The ones that we have this current session, we have 3 come from Bridgewater State, Boston College, a virtual school called Antidoc, I believe. But we've had interns from all different schools across Massachusetts. So
Sure.
it's a really great program, and it's really built a nice, therapist in their learning, but also understanding what it takes as in like the full capacity
Yes.
of being in an agency like ours.
Yes, yeah, really on the ground experience.
Absolutely.
But they're guided, of course, by
They are
your staff, right?
Yeah. So we have some of our therapists, including our executive director Mike. They provide that supervision that they need,
Yeah.
both required for school, but then they go above and beyond for whatever that they need for those
Sure.
interns.
Do you have any openings for interns right now?
Right now, we don't have any
Don't,
openings
okay.
for interns. That we have filled our program for the upcoming fall.
Okay.
However, you can find more information about that on our website.
Okay, great. Can we just do a recap of 2024 at Maria Drost?
Yes.
I know one of your most recent events had to deal with live music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this past November, we had our second annual Music for Mental Health
Yeah.
event. This year, we had it in a new location. It was at Alba on 53 in Hanover. It was a really great event. We had, close to 80 people attend. A lot of people had a really great time.
Yeah.
It was really nice. It was a new venue, but the same band.
Yeah, we have a picture of the band actually. We can show
yeah.
folks. There they are. Who's this, folks?
So this is actually Molly McGuire's, and the lead singer of this band is one of our therapists.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she's one of our full-time. She was an intern.
Okay, there
she's
you
now
go.
a full-time therapist, and she actually helps supervise some of our incoming interns. So on the side, she has her own mental wellness that she takes care of herself, and one of them is being in a band.
Neat.
Lead singer, yeah.
Okay. Was this first time you did an event like this?
It's the second.
Second
yeah.
Music for Mental Health?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we had a really nice time, and we hope to continue it.
Yeah, what was the thought behind putting it together for the first time, Kelly? How do the two, music and mental health, how do they come together?
Yeah, it was something that was an idea that had been explored before I came to Maria Drost,
Okay.
and there was, an event where it was just a small, more like a coffee house setting.
I see.
And it was well attended, and people were really excited to really find that music does help them with their mental health
Sure.
and mental well-being. And there's a lot of studies that go into, things that you can do that support that. And so when we were exploring it again, one of the positives was Megan, our therapist, was willing to participate and be the band.
Multi-talented.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we figured we'll try it, see what happens, and the buy-in for everybody was really great. So we had a wonderful event, and we just felt something we should continue.
That's great. That's really good.
Yeah.
I know it was very busy in 2024, right?
Yes.
How many roughly counseling sessions would you say, folks that
Yeah.
you served? Yeah.
I'd say we had close to 7,000 sessions.
Incredible,
Yeah, it's amazing the work that they do, and all of our therapists. They're working very hard. We had a couple hundred intakes that were done, so we're really seeing a lot of individuals. Right now we currently have a small wait list.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, we like to say that we try and mitigate that list pretty quickly.
Sure,
But we encourage anybody, if you are looking for care or support, to give us a call, and we can talk to you about what that might look like,
Yep.
and share with you more information about what that wait list time frame might look like.
Okay. Do you need more therapists at Maria Drost?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So we actually are just bringing on a former intern as a full-time employee, but we are looking for additional therapists who might be available for supporting our youth clients
Okay.
and others as well to help with those wait lists, but especially with our youth clients because we're seeing an increase in calls as well.
Is
so,
that right?
Yeah.
And people, teenage or younger than that, or?
Yeah, anywhere, we'll see younger kids, but it's all ages.
All ages, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a big event coming up in the spring,
Sure is.
and you can get a deal right now, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me about Compassion in Every Step.
Yes, so our annual spring fundraiser will be coming up quickly. It might only be January, but it will be May before we know it. So our event will be on May 14th, and we will be at Granite Links. Right now, you can purchase tickets for $125 per ticket. We do have opportunities for sponsorship
Okay.
and other table opportunities. However, we will probably be seeing a price increase.
Aha.
And so that's where if you want to get your ticket, get it now
Yes.
at that $125 price tag.
Okay. Yes, our viewers are getting a little sneak peek,
Yes.
little previews. What happens at the event itself?
Yeah, so last year we made some changes with our annual event. Instead of a true fashion show like we had done, we worked with
Right, yeah.
our youth clients and youth individuals to kind of talk a little bit more about their mental health. We're staying along the same track this year, which we're still ironing out some of the details, but we're going to be working with the Quincy High School fashion program
Okay.
and some of their students to really pull together a really great program. So I think that we're going to have a lot of new things to add for everybody, but also a lot of the tried and true existing things that people love, like our raffle baskets and opportunity to really support our mission.
Okay. And the funds raised, Kelly, what are they used for?
Yeah, so the funds raised for any of our fundraisers, but specifically our spring fundraiser, is to support our work that we're doing. Our mission is to ensure that everybody has the support that they need for mental health, like we mentioned earlier. And so these will help offset some of the costs with the fees
Sure.
that some people aren't able to pay. So that's really your dollars are going to work for that.
Okay. Now, the takeoff from the title "Compassion in Every Step."
Mm-hmm.
As I recall, last year there were sneakers designed for this by the students. Is that
There
going
were.
to happen again? Yeah.
So we're doing a little bit of a different twist this year. So
Okay.
it's not necessarily going to be sneakers. It could be some sort of footwear.
Okay.
But right now it won't be specifically sneakers.
Okay.
So we're working on what that looks like with Quincy High School and their program.
Yeah.
But we're very excited to see what that might look like.
Okay. It's really they're very creative, and it's an active program. They have their own fashion show that's a huge hit. every year, so,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And that's where we've seen that they put on this amazing fashion show.
Original designs. I mean.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we're the teacher that we're working with has been really great, and we're kind of working to see how we can do a spin-off of something similar. So
Okay. All right. Stay tuned, but get your tickets now.
get your tickets now.
Because they're going up in March. Is that right?
Yeah,
And
probably.
What will they be?
Probably March 1st.
Okay, all right,
So
all
you have
right.
some time.
What will be the new price?
We will release it on March 1st.
Ah, keeping it close to the vest. Okay.
Yes.
You mentioned fundraisers. So are there others throughout the year as well? Other events?
So we have the Music for Mental Health, and then this event. Outside of that, we don't have any larger fundraisers, but we're always willing to have conversations. A lot of individuals will do different things throughout the year to support the work that we're doing.
Yep.
So happy to have any conversations if you're looking for that.
Okay, and donations obviously accepted anytime, right? It's,
Yeah, donations are accepted anytime. Right on our website, we have a Donate Now button. So you can donate right from there, but also you can connect with us if you want to donate in any other capacity as far as your giving, or if you have any questions, we can answer those.
Sure, sure. And do you utilize social media at all, Kelly? Maria Drost, you do?
Yeah, so we are on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, all right, so look for you there.
You can find us there.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. And you mentioned you're still doing virtual. Is it just telephone counseling, or is there also a video aspect to it?
So it's also a video
There is,
aspect.
okay.
We do teletherapy as well as in person.
Okay.
So we're happy to work with you and to see what works best for you.
Sure. And what are the office hours for in-person visits?
It really is dependent on your schedule
Really?
and then your therapist's schedule.
So really customized.
Yeah, we really try and work with what's the availability of our therapist and
Yeah.
how can we best match up some people
Okay.
to what fits best.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share right now?
I don't think so.
Got it all in there?
I think we got it all in.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Get your tickets now for Compassion in Every Step, right?
Yes.
Early bird specials.
Grab your tickets now, and if you have any other questions or need any more information, please feel free to either reach out to myself or check out our website.
Okay, great to see you, Kelly. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. It's not bad. Lots of sunshine and, wow, 30 degrees or higher this afternoon. It's a virtual heat wave here. Look at tonight, though. It's going to freeze again as temperatures dip to, 12 degrees. Nice weekend. We'll have sunshine tomorrow, low 30s, 40 on Sunday, and near 40 on Monday, staying dry as well. Thanks again to Kelly Banks for joining us from Maria Dross Counseling.
Thank you.
Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Monday here in the show, we will catch up with Jean Foy from MassPIRG. Meantime, you can check our website anytime, qatv.org. All of our latest programs are there, along with news, information, video on demand, live streaming, and a whole lot more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.